with Python. The coding of Python is much simpler, and then you can do the same kind of automation what Java is. So what is the difference? There is no difference. It is better, what you can say, it is better to learn Python than Java if you are a fresher, or if you are starting with your coding. Okay, you want to enter into a coding background. So Python is very much simple compared to Java, as you are aware of. People, everyone is aware of that. And demand is huge. So there is a huge demand. There is equal demand with Java and Python. So here, learning this course, what is the benefit, I'll tell you. So you don't need to know any Python even. Okay, if you know Python, that would be very great. You can get a revision of. But even though you don't have any Python experience or Python coding knowledge, I am going to teach you from the scratch of Python coding. Okay, that means from the basics of Python. What is Python? What are the different? You can see the syllabus. I'm sharing my screen as well. Okay, so you can find the same syllabus in the Durga Soft website. Okay, you can ask them, or you can just find the Selenium with Python website. The content you can compare anywhere. This content with the market requirements. This is more standard and the market required syllabus which companies are looking for. Okay, yeah, let me explain each and every point in the syllabus. Today I will not be taking a demo kind of session. I'll be explaining the course content rather. So here, if you see Python basics, I'm going to teach you from the scratch, which means I'll be teaching you from the very basic installation of Python. Okay, and then data types, conditional statements, loops, functions, object oriented programming, file handling, exception handling. So which covers the complete basics of Python, where you can get a complete idea of how to write the Python code if you are a fresher. And if you are already experienced in Python or knowing a complete knowledge of Python, that would be very helpful for you, because you'll get a complete revision of learning this Python. So then after completion of this course, which course? The Python syllabus basics, we will start with Selenium, which is our main agenda of learning this course. So what is Selenium? As I already explained, so there are in companies, what companies will do is, I'll be explaining you like a layman kind of understanding, which is very simple English language, and hope everyone can understand the way I'm teaching. So the important thing, what is the need of learning with automation testing? There are two types of testing generally in companies. One kind is a manual testing and other is automation testing. Okay, so manual testing is also called as functional testing rather. The other one is automation testing. There is a demand of only automation testers in the market now. Okay, because any automation tester can do manual testing, that is for sure. But if you are a manual tester, you cannot do automation testing. So that's why the companies, every company is hiring those people who knows automation testing, because indirectly he will also do the functional testing, which is manual testing. Okay, so everyone should know automation testing if you want to survive in IT company with less coding. Because if you go to development, you need to write so much of coding. Okay, so much of logic, so much of creative writing. So the only way for anyone who wants to enter into IT but survive in IT for a very long time with a huge demand of market requirements is testing, and that too Selenium testing, because Selenium is little coding, and that too with Python. The reason why Python, because Python is much simpler than any other language which is existing. Okay, so that is the reason this course is actually there. And the demand of Selenium with Python is equally very strong. You can just check in the Naukri. Okay, Naukri is something that is posting so many jobs, so you don't need to even listen to me. You can go and check. There is huge demand of Selenium with Python in the market. So second thing, so as I said you, I will be teaching you the scratch of Python coding. You don't need to know anything before taking up this course. You just need to take up this course with zero knowledge also. Then coming to the Selenium concepts, I will be helping you. So I already said you, automation testing is huge demanding. Everyone should know automation testing if you want to survive in market. In automation testing, there are so many tools. There are so many tools like Selenium is there, QTP is there, there are so many test runner, there are so many tools. So out of all these tools, why people are choosing Selenium? Because there are so many benefits of learning, taking up Selenium, because Selenium is a free tool. It is not a paid tool. So companies doesn't want to invest on some other tools which is paid, like QTP is a paid tool. So Selenium is a free tool. Selenium can automate any web application. So there is no restriction. So only this application can be automated. This cannot be automated. You can automate any web application. So, and third one, Selenium can integrate with multiple things. As I say, right, you can build a frameworks on top of it. You can able to organize your test cases. Okay, you can able to organize your test cases, because what you do, you write a test cases. As a tester, you're supposed to write test cases. So if you want to organize the and prioritize your test cases in a very nice manner, so you need to know, you need to have frameworks. So that frameworks can be built on top of your Selenium, and you can able to integrate the reporting. See, if you have reporting means what, suppose you are writing some test cases, some 50 test cases, out of which how many passed, how many failed, how you will mention to the client. Only then when you have some reporting available to you. So all these things can be built on top of Selenium. So Selenium will help you to build all these things or integrate all these things on top of it. That's why Selenium is much popular, and every company has Selenium automation testers. Every company in the world will have Selenium automation tester. Okay, so now if you see, I'm going to teach Python. Okay, I'm again switching back. I'm going to teach from the scratch Python, so you don't need to know any Python. Second thing is, I'm going to teach every Selenium concept. If I'm just scrolling down, you can check. So which means every UI component. So what is generally Selenium automation means, the concepts inside Selenium automation. See, what you see in a web application, in a web application means any application that can be launched in the web. Okay, so I can launch any application in the web. Something like, you see Facebook, you just go through Google and then type facebook.com. If you want to launch Make My Trip or any application you want to launch, so what Selenium is going to do, Selenium is a tool. What it will do is, it will connect to your browser. Which browser? It can be a Chrome browser or a Firefox browser or an IE browser. So what Selenium will do is, it will connect to that browser, and anything that you open in a browser, it will automate. That is the task of Selenium in a simple way. Understood, right, everyone? I will be teaching in a very simple way of understanding to you. Okay, as it is first day, you will may not be knowing everything, but I'll make you sure that you understand every point. I'll just make the complexity into a simple parts, okay, like a layman understand. So what it will do is, Selenium tool, it will connect to your browser. Okay, through some connectivity, I'll explain you later what are all these things. So just understand the part. So in the browser, any browser you can open, any browser, it will support every browser. So in the browser, in a browser means Chrome, in a Chrome, any application you open, like Facebook you open, or Make My Trip, or IRCTC, any application you open, it will automate. So what companies will do, companies, every year applications, what is the task in companies you do, who is experienced, they have been already working, or who are freshers. So companies, what they will do is, they will build some application, they will build some application which are generally web applications. Okay, so what is a tester task? Tester task is to automate them, to test them means to check them whether they are working fine, whether every component that they developed is working fine or not. Let's see what this automation, what this Selenium will do. The Selenium will do the same thing what you do manually. Suppose you are automating, you are testing a registration form. So in the registration form, what you have name, your email ID, your password, okay, and your details will be there. So in a manual testing, how you'll do, you will go and fill the form and check whether you are able to log in the form or not. Okay, you are able to check whether you are able to select the gender, or you are able to enter your name. All these things you will check, right, in order to check that registration form. If you want to test, I'm just giving you a simple example. But in automation Selenium, what it will do, automation, you just need to write some code. Using that code, it will do all the task automation. Like, it will automatically launch the website, it will connect to the website, it will write the username, it will write the password, it will write your choose your gender, it will fill some data, it will select the drop down. Everything your code will do, you are not doing. Okay, your code will do, you have to just write the code, and code will do everything in the application. Okay, so that is generally Selenium. Selenium is going to automate your application. Automate means to do the task what you do manually through some code. Okay, that is generally meant by Selenium. I hope everyone understood at least basic things here, right? Everyone clear? Can you say yes if you can understand, if you understood? Everyone please. Okay, very few people are responding. ready to do. You can message yes. Message us yes. You can message us yes in the chat. I hope a couple of people are not responding at all. You can just message. If you don't want to speak, you can message yes. What about others? Very few people are there. Please message yes, because if you can message yes, I will have good impression that you are listening to the class. Thank you. Because I will ask every point of time, I will ask everyone whether you understood or not. If you did not understand, I will be explaining you again and again. Okay. Ultimately, how much simple we make the whole course, that much benefit is all both for everyone. Okay. That is the general criteria of our course. Okay. How much simple we make our course, no matter how difficult it is, cut into pieces and make it simple. Yeah. So now I said you right, automation we have to write. So for that purpose, the selenium concepts will there. So what we are going to see in the selenium concept, so you understood this selenium basics. If you don't know any coding, I'm going to teach from the scratch of Python. Then second concept is selenium concepts. In this, what we will see, all these are selenium concepts. You can see the syllabus, the whole syllabus. So in this, what we are seeing is we are going to see everything, which means we are going to see how to automate checkbox, how to automate radio button, how to automate, how to enter the data, how to fill the text box, how to select the drop down. Okay, there are so many components like this. Okay, as we progress, I will tell you. Like this, we will see any web application, what are all the components we have. All these components, how to automate, we'll see in this concept. Okay, what we'll see in selenium concepts, we will see how to automate any content, any component in the UI. Because I said you already, the concept of selenium itself is to automate web application. The companies, what they will do, they will just develop the applications and they have to test it. So the testing task is ours. So the testing task is ours, and that too automation testing is ours. So in order to do automation testing, we have to write some code. Okay, so that code can be written using Selenium and another programming language, which is Python. So what the Selenium will do, they will automate the components. What components? UI components. UI means what? I said you right, drop down, it can be drop down, or a checkbox. Checkbox means like gender. You will have a round, you will have a uh, round color, this thing, right? That is called radio button, we say. Okay, so I will show you. However, you can just open any website, I'll show you. Okay, as we progress, I'll show you all these things. So all the UI components, we will see how to automate using Selenium in the Selenium concepts. Next, coming to the frameworks. So now, see, as a testers, we are not only responsible to automate the application. Yes, sir. We have to test the application, and also we have to organize our test cases. Because in companies, you see, there are so many test cases. There may be thousands of test cases. There are so many testers will be working also. You're not only the tester who will be working in that particular project if it is assigned. That again depends from company to company. Okay, so if that is the case, what is happening is you need to organize your test cases. Suppose your client comes, if you are working for a service based company, your client comes and asks you, see boss, you have 1,000 test cases. Out of 1,000, I need only the 50 test cases to run. That 50 should be the priority test cases. That means I don't want to run all the 1,000, I don't have much time. So now I want only 50 test cases, okay, to run, and that 50 test cases should cover every scenario. So that means what it will say is you don't need to run all the test cases, you have to run only priority test cases. So how do you prioritize them? On what basis? You need to have some regression suite. All these test cases are regression test cases, all these test cases are sanity test cases, all these test cases are smoke test cases. So you need to organize them, and you need to say that this test case should run first, this test case should run second, this test case should run this. And you need to also get results, how many test cases got passed, how many test cases got failed. All these things can be done using frameworks. So framework means anything that a design pattern, that the design pattern that is built on top of, okay, on your programming language, which helps you, which provides you some methods, which provides you some classes, which provides you some inbuilt structure. Okay, I'll give you a simple example what is framework. Suppose you want to construct a house, any house in the world. The main thing for any house to construct is basement, pillars and roof, right? Then later on, the internals or interior of your home, according to your budget, according to your capability, you can build. So here think that these frameworks are like building blocks. They are basic building blocks. Okay. So you can build any application, you can automate any application as per your things, you can write any test cases as per your views, but the frameworks will give you some basic content, the basic methods, the basic structure. Okay, utilize that structure and build your application. That's what it means. Understood, right? So these are all testing frameworks. We are not seeing development framework. If you see development frameworks, Django or Django, you say, right? Django is a development framework which is help to test develop your applications. In testing, we have something like data driven framework, okay, keyword driven framework, hybrid framework, okay, then BDD framework, okay, all these are framework, unit test framework, okay. So in Python we have different frameworks, not like Java. If you see Java, you have something called JUnit. In Python we say PyUnit or unit test framework. In Java you have TestNG. In Python we say PyTest framework. Okay, in Java you have data driven, in Python also you have data driven. Okay, so like that we have different names, the approach is also different. Okay, don't compare with Java because Java is a different language all around. So in Python we have all these frameworks. What we are going to see, these frameworks will be there in companies, because in companies what people will do, they will build a proper organized structure. So for that they need some frameworks. So they will be either working on unit test or data driven or PyTest. Okay, there are so many frameworks. So we are going to see so many frameworks here. So we are going to see unit test framework, we are going to see page object model, design pattern. So page object model is a design pattern. Design pattern means what? It is like way of organizing your code, organizing your test cases. That I will explain you everything from the scratch. Then we are going to see BDD framework, we are going to see PyTest framework, we are going to see not robot framework, we are not going to see robot framework because robot framework is again a different course. It will take 2-3 months only for that particular robot framework, but I will try to see if there is any time within the timeline we will complete the syllabus. I would take some days to complete this robot framework if possible. Okay, so that means there is nothing pending in Selenium with Python to be learned if you have completed all these frameworks. Okay, why framework? I already said, right, to organize your test cases, the frameworks will be coming to picture. Yeah, so here till here that nothing is completed. We have seen complete Selenium concepts, that means as per the syllabus. We have seen Python basics, Selenium concepts, frameworks. Then we will see end-to-end framework. What we will see? End-to-end framework. That means we are not going to see like building a complete application. Rather what we will see is uh, not a particular application, we will see how exactly in companies a framework is built. What is the framework structure, what is the automation folder structure, how the test cases are organized, all these things, how to integrate with the reporting tools. Okay, all these things we will see in end-to-end framework. Then we will see Git and Jenkins. See, not till now nothing is completed, till now the syllabus is not completed. The namesake it is Selenium with Python, but we are going to see so many things. We will be seeing Git and Jenkins, how to push your code to GitHub and then run your code in Jenkins. That also we will see. What we will see? We'll see this one. Then API testing. See, this course is only Selenium, but I'm going to discuss so many things in this syllabus. API testing. We will see both manual API testing, because why API? Nowadays, people are using so many APIs inside your uh, web application. So API testing is also very much important. Okay, so this is just like full stack testing. Rather saying Selenium with Python, I can say full stack, because we are going to see API testing also here. API testing, both manual we will see and automation using coding also we will see. Understood, right, everyone? Okay, we will see with coding and also we will see with manual testing, which is a Postman tool. Then we will see complete Jira, how exactly in companies the Jira tool will be used and all we will see. And again on top of it we'll see manual testing concepts. We'll see how exactly manual testing could be done and all the concepts of manual testing we will discuss. Then after completion of it, I will be sharing you interview preparation things like questions which are there in interview. Okay, I'll send you a sample resume. I'll send you 100 plus HR contacts to you. Okay, I'll send you 100 plus HR contacts who has very regular requirements of Selenium with Python jobs. Got it, right? You don't need to reach to anyone as well. Are you clear, everyone? Okay, this would be provided by my. So which means what we are seeing out of syllabus. The syllabus is only Selenium with Python, but we are seeing so many things, which includes basics of Python, which includes complete Selenium concepts, which includes all the frameworks, which includes Git and Jenkins, which includes API manual and API automation, which includes manual testing, which includes agile methodology, okay, which includes HR context, and also the interview preparation. Are you clear, everyone, with the syllabus? I will explain in the same way, in a very basic way, basic level of understanding. I mean, even it is tough, the way of explanation would be simple, which makes you to understand very simple. Okay, that's what the main intention of it. Did you understood, everyone? Please reply. No, please reply, everyone. Can everyone please reply what I am going to tell you, and did you understood? See, I will be explaining you tomorrow, if you possible, what is Selenium, how it is useful. But the process of what I am teaching is what important, because whatever I said in the syllabus will be taught to you. Everything, basics of Python, Selenium concepts, complete frameworks, okay, end-to-end framework, Git and Jenkins, API manual testing, API automation testing, HR contacts, interview preparation, manual testing, agile methodology. So the syllabus should be full stack testing, should be kept. The price and time you can please contact, okay, Durga Soft online team. I will give you the number. Okay, time it will take 2 to 3 months. Again, I am saying you 2 to 3 months, because from Monday to Friday only we will take classes. Saturday and Sunday is a holiday. Okay, Saturday and Sunday is a holiday as per Durga Soft online team. So the contact number is 720-721-2428. You can contact them for all the details. And myself, there will be a recording. If you missed today class, they'll be providing you the recordings. You don't need to worry. And every 15 days, I will take a backup class. Okay. If you have missed some concept, you can note it, and 15th day, if you missed it, if you want live class, that I will be taking you on Saturday or Sunday, some Saturday or Sunday. Are you clear, right, everyone? Every day recordings will be provided to you. The class notes will be provided to you. Got it, right? The price, the duration of the time is around 2 to 3 months, which is 2.5 months to 2.5 months maximum. To 2 to 2.5 months. Okay, which includes the whole syllabus, which I have said. You can right away keep 2 to 2.5 years of experience by learning this course. Okay, not more than that, because the reason not more than that is someone who just learned the course and cannot keep. In reality, not only with me, anyone in the world cannot give you more than that experience. Okay, and that is not true if these people say also. So 2 to 2.5 years experience in Selenium with Python, you can right away keep. Other experience you can keep. If you're manual, you can keep 8 years manual and 2 years automation. That's also fine. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is 2 to 2.5 years straight away you can put up the experience, because the content is such standard which can help you to get that experience. Clear, right, everyone? You can compare the syllabus anywhere in the market to understand how standard it is and how required it is as per the market requirement, because we are not only teaching Selenium with Python, we are discussing API manual, Jira, agile methodology, Git, Jenkins, automation frameworks, Selenium concepts, Python basics, end-to-end framework. So everything is included. Okay, any doubts, anyone, you can please ask. Any doubts, anyone, you can please ask.
Yeah, so timing is 8 to 9 o'clock, right?
Time is 8 to 9 o'clock. So we will just try to, as we progress, some 8 to 8:15 we will try to make it, or yeah, according to your requirement also, because you may have some priorities. Let's discuss. So what I'll do is, generally I'll create a WhatsApp group after the payment is done. So I will add you all of them. So you don't need to wait for me to give you the answers. If you have any doubts, every day if you have any doubts, you can just post the question there, and people who knows the answer, they can answer them. Because uh, if no one is answering, I would answer. So that's why the communication between you will be built. Okay, so that what happens is you can get your doubts resolved there itself. Understood, right? So
Yeah.
I'll create a WhatsApp group once the payment is done. whoever people have paid it, they can just join that go group, and then the everyday updates and the notes, everything will be shared there itself.
Yeah. So I think, sir, actually, you will start to manual testing. That's so better for me. Manual testing, then I start to automation. Move to the automation.
No, that's fine. You don't need to worry. I will be teaching you from the scratch, which includes Python basics. Okay. The
Okay.
manual testing is a very basic level. Everyone can do that. The concepts inside it would be discussed, however, but I have a strategy which I've been teaching from years, of course. So you don't need to worry out. You will understand. Everyone will understand the way I teach, and it's more on a very basic and simpler way. Yeah. Anyone wants to talk anything?
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, see, my office time starts with at 9 a.m. So if the class will get over at 9, so I
Yeah,
can
we
attend
would
my
try to say
Scrum
by
call.
8:55 we'll try to complete out. Okay, we
Oh,
will start little
oh,
earlier. That's not a problem. These things we can see as we progress. Yeah.
yeah. And one more thing, like I have 5 years of experience into manual testing and total 5 years of experience in testing, 3 years in manual and 2 years in load testing. And now I want to put 2 years of automation testing. So this
Yeah, that
course
would
will
be
be,
yeah.
this will help me,
By
right?
yeah, that would be absolutely fine by using this course. Yeah.
Oh,
If you are a
oh,
fresher also, don't worry, because fresher, whoever is a fresher also, you have huge experience, huge demand in the market for Selenium. Okay. You would be also learning Python course here if you are a fresher doesn't have any experience in coding and all stuff.
yeah, there is actually a lot of calls also coming from Naukri. Just I updated my resume as
Yeah, yeah.
Selenium with
You will get
with
so many calls in Naukri as well. I would provide you the contacts of HRs. You don't need to worry. They are directly company contacts. You don't need to worry for getting the calls and getting your interview scheduled. But the only intention here is to learn the course completely, and that course would really get you the experience.
okay, thank you.
Any doubts? Anyone else? Yeah, classes will be only weekdays. This is generally the whole. I mean, not only my class. This is the global.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, the global. Yeah, who is this?
Sir, this is Ennaya from Guntur, sir. Sir, take this Selenium class before I complete manual testing is need, sir.
No. Manual is not required much. See, manual everyone can do. Manual is something. See, just to test, but you just need to know
Course
the way.
completion is need.
That I will discuss as we progress. So the thing is like manual testing, taking up a separate course of manual testing is what I don't recommend, because generally it is something that everyone knows how to test. Even you are not a layman, but testers have a different strategy. They try validating each and every content. That I will discuss when we are discussing about manual testing. Manual testing is not a prerequisite of learning Selenium with Python. Okay, manual testing is something that everyone knows. Okay, and second thing, you don't need to have a separate course out that thing to have been separately discussed about manual testing. See, there is obviously difference between a tester and someone who is a who is new, who is a normal user, but that can be also discussed here, how testers can test an application. What is that we have to focus in order to test an application. So I will include it, okay, as part of manual testing course. So you don't need to have any previous or prior knowledge for that. However, I'll discuss it. Okay.
Okay, sir. I don't know any knowledge on manual testing, sir.
No issues at all, because we will discuss that also.
I take only Python language only.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't need to have any knowledge also, because manual testing is that everyone knows it in inbuilt.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? See, hope you understood, right? The syllabus, the content. The content is so standard, which is covering so many things of testing, which is covering the whole syllabus of testing. It can be called also as full stack, because except database we have been teaching everything, manual, automation, API, okay, and Git Jenkins, except database. So that also I'll share you some commands, some links where you can prepare for that SQL queries. The rest all, because that would be discussed very little in companies in interview. If you go for interview, you can they will be asking most of the questions from Python, especially Python programming. Then they'll ask you on Selenium, the frameworks, okay, API testing, Git Jenkins, okay. So there is a process they would ask you. I would share you all the questions which they ask very commonly in interview, which would really help you to gain experience and to crack the interviews, okay, because we have been seeing from years. I'll also share you the contacts of previous batches to who got placed in companies, so that they'll give you guidance how to prepare and what to prepare. Okay, so it is initial day, so we don't, I mean, need to discuss much on things. This is the syllabus as I discussed. You can find the same syllabus in the Durga Soft website, online website. You can ask this people, otherwise you can also find it actually. If you type Selenium with Python, under that you will find the syllabus content of Durga Soft Selenium with Python, and you can call to this number as I was mentioning you, okay, 720-721-2428 for other details, which means you know, your payment details and all. If you are having any issues, then let me know, but other things you can please stop. Yeah, any doubts, anyone? If you have no doubts, I'm going to close this. Any doubts? Everyone is clear? Everyone is clear, right? Everyone is clear with all the content, right? Yeah. I will discuss everything what I mentioned in a very simple way, and whole things in a clearer way to you, okay? You don't need to worry. Till the last day, everything would be discussed. We will create a WhatsApp group and we will discuss there, okay? Any communication to be done. It is just like everyday communication, we'll have it, okay? So hope no one has any doubts. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot for joining. Okay, so tomorrow I would take a simple demo of Selenium. See, there is nothing called demo, some kind of thing. Demo is something that if your content is strong, you don't need to have any kind of demo, okay? If your content is strong, you don't need to prove that something is there. Content is extremely strong, you can find it anywhere, okay? So but however it is been recommended, so we'll have a basic demo of tomorrow on Selenium with things. Okay guys, thank you, thanks a lot, bye.
Thank you.
Yes, classes will be started at 8 o'clock from tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay, based on once I get the confirmation and the payment is done, when they ask me to start the original class. Okay, this is what generally.
Sir, what is your good name, sir?
Myself, Nikhil. Who is this man? Sanjeev Kumar.
I am Sanjeev.
Okay. Yeah, let me start. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me at the end. Okay, whatever the doubts you have related to content or anything, you can please ask me. Let me continue the process. Okay, hi guys. So as I was mentioning yesterday, the syllabus, whatever the syllabus which we are going to see for next couple of days. So we were going to start again. Is there anyone new for today who have not attended yesterday? Who is not there yesterday?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am Sanjeev.
Okay. Anyone else? You can message me if you want. If you don't want to chat, if you don't want to speak. Okay. If there is anyone new for today, okay, fine. So let me just go through the content first for initial time, then I would possibly tell you the syllabus. So today is a demo class, so we will just see the content and we will see the kind of demo understanding. Okay, so as I was mentioning you, so we are going to cover each and everything. So let me just start with the process of things. So the first question is, so what is this course? What is this course about? What is this course about? So that means you need to understand what is the content of this course and how it is beneficial for you. Okay, and second thing, who can take up this course? Okay, who can take up this course? The third one is there any prerequisite? So you can say, is there any so please be patient for people who have joined yesterday. As new people join, I need to say for some time for the course. I have already said it yesterday, but again I would try to explain this. So is there any prerequisite for this? Then, okay. Yeah. So let me answer these three questions first. So first point is, what is this course about? This course is about Selenium with Python. So what is Selenium? What is Python is all about? Selenium is an automation testing tool. So let me explain first what is testing and in a simple way. Okay. So why there is a testing requirements? If you see in any company, okay, there is something called SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. So I would try to explain this. Okay, just be patient. This is kind of demo, so that however people already know a couple of things, but this is a clear way of understanding of what is the need of testing and what is the use of testing. Okay, so SDLC means software development life cycle. We have multiple phases of SDLC, something like requirement gathering. Okay, then we have something called analysis, then we have something called design, then we have something called coding. Okay, then we have something called testing, and then deployment. Okay, testing, and then last final is, you can say deployment, or you can say the release, the product release. So there is a phase like this. Okay, so this is being used, or this is being followed by every company in the world, not only a single company. No matter it is a product based company or a service based company, there should be a process. So if any company, suppose a company goes to company B, if you are working for a service based company, generally service based companies are those companies which will work on other companies products, such as, suppose if you are working for TCS. See, TCS is a service based company. So what TCS people will do, they reach to any product based companies, like big companies, big banks in the market, such as JPMC and all. So they will reach to them and they will ask them that they can build some products means some applications from their business. So first, initially what they have to do is to get the requirements. They have to understand how the business works, how the business in reality works. Then they have to do analysis, what kind of application we can build. Okay, what are possible things, what are not possible things. Then they will come up with a design. Okay, the architecture, low level and high level design of how to build this application. Then after the design is completed, they will try to code, because according to the design they will code the application. So after coding, they have to do testing, because if they build an application, if they build any product, so in my contest product is nothing but application. Okay, so product based companies, products are nothing but applications in the software, especially we say. Okay, so what is happening here is testing. There is something called testing. So you cannot release any product in market. Suppose you are working for any, I said you right, if you are working for a simple way, if I say Flipkart application, so if people develop the Flipkart application, until and unless they tested each and every flow, they cannot release that application in market. Because if something goes wrong, the users will not use that application again. If you feel discomfort in utilizing that application, you will never use that application, because there are so many applications which are in market. Okay, so if we want to survive in market, that company has to do a thorough testing. So testing is a mandatory phase in every company. Okay, testing is a mandatory phase in every company, no matter it is a product based or a service based company. Okay, so without testing, no one can release their application in the market. So testing is mandatory. So if I say testing is mandatory, there is 100% requirement for testers. Okay, so if testing is mandatory, okay, so there is a huge demand of testers in every company, right? Okay, huge demand of testers means whoever does testing. So now if I say testing is mandatory for every company, that is for sure. So if we discuss, there are two types of testing generally in companies people test. One is manual testing and other is automation testing. Okay, so so first thing what we understood, testing is a mandatory phase. So if this testing is a mandatory phase in every company should do testing before they launch. So every company, if you want to do testing, they need some professionals who are professionally can do testing. So those people are called testers. So if testers are there, testers can perform two types of testing. One is automation and other is manual testing. Okay, automation and other is manual testing. Okay, please listen. So this is a very simple way of explanation. So there are two types of testing, automation and manual. So if I say manual testing is nothing but it is to validate and verify the application. Okay, validate and verify the application without any code. Okay, verification means to check the requirements are matching with the so the design or the development is matching with the requirements, and validation is to check the output with multiple different inputs. Okay, to take the to validate or to test the field with multiple different inputs. Okay, so in manual testing you will validate and verify manually. That means you don't try to use any kind of application here. You don't try to use any kind of tool here. Okay, rather you will directly validate and verify, okay, without any code. That means you will directly write it. You'll directly verify it. That means you will just go and check it manually without any code. But when I say testing needs the same validation and verification, but using a tool and code. Okay, you need to add a tool and you need to have a code. Okay, you need to have a tool, you need to have a code. So the tool can be, so there are two things, you understood, right? You need to have a tool and you need to have code. So in companies there is no demand for manual testers if you want to enter into field. That means, so we understood that till here we understood manual and automation. Okay, there is no requirement for manual, there is only requirement for automation to 90%. Okay, there are some requirements because whoever does automation, they will obviously do manual testing. Okay, so they are not ready to hire someone who are especially into manual. They are ready to hire only someone who are good in automation, because they can also do manual. So if I say automation testing, what is automation testing? So as I was mentioning, in automation testing you need tool and code. So what are the different tools that are there in market? What are the different tools that are there in market? We have so many tools, okay, which are there in market, which can do, okay, which can do automation testing. There are so many tools. So out of all these tools, which are very important, so there are tools like, if I say there is a tool like Selenium, okay, which can do automation testing. Then if you say Tosca is there, we have Test Complete is there, UFT is there, okay. There are so many tools like this, okay. There are Test Studio is there, okay. Catalan is there. There are so many tools like this, okay. We don't need to, especially mention. So there are so many tools. So which tool is best in the market compared to other tools? So there are so many tools, out of which tool is best? Selenium is the best tool, because out 95% of companies use Selenium. The reason they use Selenium, because Selenium is free tool. It is a free. You don't need to buy any amount. You don't need to pay for this. Selenium is a free tool, and Selenium can support multiple browsers. See, what is this automation testing? I need to automate some application. The application generally launches in browser. Which browser? They can launch in any browser. See, if you are having Chrome browser, it will open in Google Chrome. See, if you want to launch any application like Flipkart, Facebook, or any application, what you do generally? You first can try to launch the Google Chrome, and on top of Google Chrome, you will try to launch the application, or any browser like Firefox. If you have, you will launch Firefox. Then on top of Firefox, you will launch the application, or IE in Internet Explorer. You will launch Internet Explorer, and on top of it, you will launch the application, right? So you need some tool which can support multiple browsers. Yes, multiple browsers. So multiple browsers means it can be Chrome, or it can be Chrome, or it can be Firefox, or IE, or any other tool. Okay, Microsoft Edge also is there. Any other browser. So Selenium is a free tool. Why Selenium is being used by 95% of companies? Because Selenium is free. You can directly go and download it, okay, or you can install as a package. Second thing is, it is supporting multiple browsers, and third one is, it is supporting multiple okay, operating systems. See, suppose I may be using Windows, someone may be using Mac, someone may be using, okay, Linux. So you need some tool which can support multiple browsers and multiple operating systems. So Selenium is a tool which can help you, okay, support multiple browsers and support multiple operating systems, okay. And then it will also support, as I said you, in testing, automation testing, you need a tool and code. So there should be a tool that should support me to write the code on top of it, because if you want to automate, you need to write code. So this should support me to write multiple code. That means multiple languages of code. So Selenium can support multiple okay, languages means not spoken languages. Languages are Java, it supports Java. So you can also do automation with Java in Selenium. Then you can also use Python, you can use C Sharp, you can use Ruby and Rails, okay, very rare these things. And you can use, okay, Perl scripting also. We have also have PHP and other things. I'm not much discussing on it, okay. So Selenium is a tool which is free, which supports multiple browsers, which supports multiple operating systems, which supports multiple languages, okay, all these languages. So that's why Selenium is the best tool that is available in the market compared to any other tool. Okay, so there are so many tools, but people are preferring these tools because other tools are not free. Couple of tools are free, but they are not supporting all these things. Okay, UFT is not free, understood, right? So they are not supporting all these things. So that's why every company is going with Selenium. 95% of every company has Selenium testers. Okay, this is for mandate. Understood, right? Understood, right? So now you say, if it supports multiple languages, what language I should see? Because these all things are common. I can do in any operating system, that's not mandatory. I can do in any browser, that is not important. It is free, that is okay, but multiple languages. So you have a question now, whether I should take Java or Python. Okay, because 90% of 90%, okay, I mean say 95 again, 95% of companies in the market uses Java and Python, and other 5% companies uses C# to max and other technologies. So 95% companies use Java and Python. To be very, I mean, to be very honest, okay, if you ask me, 50%, okay, of Java and 45% of Python requirements. How much? 50% of Java and 45% of Python, okay, requirements are there. Okay, understood, right? Java is 50%, okay, because still Java is very old. Okay, Java is very old compared to Python. Very old, I mean, in Selenium, Java has already had its own path. But why people are using Python? Yeah, if Java and Python are there, because we don't care about other things. Other things are only 5%. Rarely you will have job opportunities. So what is the scope of Java and Python? What is the scope of Java and Python? Okay. What is the scope of Java and Python? So why people are preferring Java? Okay, Python over Java. Python over Java. Why Python over Java? It is not going. If I say insert, why Python over Java? Okay, why Python over Java? So Python is very simple to write code. Okay, Python is very simple to write code when compared to others. Python is easily understandable to any easily understandable. I may write some wrong spelling under STANDA. Okay, to any person. Okay, to any person, I mean to say easily understandable to any person. Someone from non-IT is there, okay, who is a non-IT background, he doesn't know anything of coding, or who is a fresher, he is afraid of coding. Okay, so who is into some manual testing, he wants to learn testing, but he wants to, because you cannot survive in the market with manual testing for long time, that is for sure. If you want to survive in the market for long time in manual testing, that is wrong, and that you cannot do it. Okay, because you will not survive. There is, in 5 years it is going to completely replace with automated testing. Okay, 5 years is a big time. I'm saying 1-2 years itself in the companies, for big companies especially. I mean, small and moderate companies. Python is easily understandable to any person. For non-IT people or fresher for manual testing, okay, or someone who wants to switch from different technology, switch from different background. Okay, for all these people, you want to learn something that is very simple, that can be understandable. That is the only language which is supporting is Python. Python is 50 times much simpler, I mean to say 10 times in a simple way, 15 not 15, 10 times simpler than Java. You just compare the code of Java and Python. The complexity in Java can be completely removed in Python. Okay, that means Python is more simple and more easy and more understandable for everyone who wants to start their coding, who wants to survive in the market in testing for a long time, who wants to start their career in testing, who wants to switch to testing, who wants to switch from manual to automation, who wants to transition their career into testing. They can go with something called Python. Okay, Selenium with Python. The reason, because Python is simple, Python is understandable, Python has equal opportunities, okay, near equal opportunities, okay, in the market, okay, over Java. So if you go to Naukri, because Naukri is not my website, you can go through Naukri and type Selenium WebDriver, Python. See how many jobs are being coming. There are so many jobs, thousands and thousands of job openings are there in Python with Selenium, also with Java. Okay, I cannot say not with Java, but also with Java. Okay, so why Java? Why Python? Python is easy, is understandable, easy to code, equal opportunities. See, I have something that is easy and I can get a job easily. I don't need to write much code. If I say much code, I mean to say coding is there, but I don't need to stress myself into more coding. I'm a fresher. I'm very not that strong in learning the code. If you think so, you have to start your career with Python. You have to start or you have to switch to Python, because as you already know, Python is much simpler. Okay, already know Python is very much simple. You can just compare it once we start the class. Understood, right? So this is the whole story. Okay, if you say the whole story, testing, why testing? Testing is there in every company. So testing is mandatory. So that means until the companies are there, that means throughout your life there is a demand of testers. So if demand of tester, there are two types of testing: manual and automation. Code, just to validate and verify. Automation is with code and tool. So if I say tool, there are so many tools: Selenium, Tosca, Test Complete, UFT. But why Selenium? Selenium is free. Selenium supports multiple browsers. Selenium supports multiple operating systems. Selenium supports multiple languages like Java, Python, C Sharp, Ruby, and Rails, Perl. So out of which Java and Python are the only languages which are used by market. Java is for 50% and Python is 45%. So myself, why should I take Python over Java? Because Python is simple to code. Python is easily understandable to any person who is into non-IT or fresher or manual testing or switching from different background, and Python has equal opportunities in the market. You understood, everyone? Any doubts? Now you can ask. I'll give you 2 minutes. Again, I'll start with other topics. This is a demo class. Don't consider this as class. Okay, I mean to say, don't consider this as class means this is not been countable. Okay, this is not countable as part of class. So I will tell you the syllabus. Okay, if you have any doubts now, tell me, or no, I will tell you the syllabus for people who join newly, because for a couple of days it repeats like this. Please be patient. Please understand. The reason is I have to say to everyone who joins this course. And I will do one thing. Once you do payment, did anyone do payment? I will share you my WhatsApp number. You can please, okay, you can please ping me over here. I'll add you to a group, to WhatsApp group,
Hello.
where the communication will be happen on everyday basis regarding the class, the notes, and everything. Yeah. Any doubts, anyone?
So what is the fees of Selenium with Python?
Fees, please contact.
What is the fees of Selenium with Python? Can you tell me?
Yes. Let me do one thing. Let me explain the course content.
Okay, included in.
No, Sanjeev, just wait, man. What I'm trying to say, I will explain you the course content. After course content, I will give you the contact, whom to contact, and what is the fees and all. They will help you out. Okay. They would have sent you a mail.
Okay. In project.
Sorry.
Included the project. Included the project. This courses.
You cannot ask all these questions.
Hello.
No, I will give you the syllabus only. Then
Hello.
you can ask. Yes.
No. I am generally saying.
Yes. I will tell you the syllabus. There you will understand whether you are going to take this or not. Okay.
Telling.
Before I'm just saying, did you understood
So
this thing?
in this course included the project.
Yes.
I understood that things, but so this course will be included in the project. Can you tell me project about project?
Go on mute, man. Okay. So now I would say you, so I think no one has any doubts. No one has any doubts on this thing, whatever I say. So because this is a disturbance, you cannot talk in the middle. I just asked any doubts on the content which I discussed, okay? Because I did not discuss about content. So once I discuss about content, you will understand what I'm going to teach for next couple of days. Okay. So now you can please ping me to this number I've shared to everyone. If you have paid the fees, I'll verify with them, because I don't have any permissions. I cannot share you any data. I cannot start the meeting. Meeting should be started by them. They should give me permission to share the screen. I have the same. I cannot have the recording videos. I cannot have anything, because even though I'm faculty, but I don't have any special privileges. I have the same privileges as yours. I need to also reach to them to get everything done. So that is the reason I asked anything. See, please reach to them. I'll tell you what to do. Okay. Once if you have any doubts. So now I'm going to teach about the content of the name of the syllabus is Selenium with Python, but we are going to discuss so many things here. Okay, so many things. Let me explain you. So the first content is, okay, I will share you notes only once the payment is done. Until then, you can just go through this part. Okay, that is what actually the rule that is been given to me, and I should do accordingly. So first step is I'm going to teach you Python basics. So you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry because even though you are teacher, you are not aware of coding. Okay, you don't need to worry. If you already know coding, that is a very benefit for you, because you can get revision done. Okay, so you can get revision done because you need to know little Python if you want to learn Selenium. So that is the reason I'm going to take as a extra syllabus to on top of Selenium with Python, which is Python. We will start with Python basics for first 1 week. So the course is Selenium with Python. In the Selenium with Python, the first topic we will start with is Python basics. In Python basics, we will introduction to Python, installation, Python variables, keywords, literals, data types, okay, condition, okay, loops, oriented programming, file handling, and exception handling. So we will discuss almost everything in Python. I mean, to an extent of basic level and to a moderate level. So to make everyone to understand the Python code. Okay. Okay. You understood, right? So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to teach